welcome to another episode of the Blue Mountain Makes podcast. Today I don't have a whole lot to share, but I skipped a week, so I felt like I should give you guys an update anyway. Today's Saturday, November the 11th. Winter has finally hit here in the Shenandoah Valley where I live. Yesterday was like 53 degrees, and that's probably the coldest we've had in a while. It's been like 75 degrees. I've had the windows open. I've been going out in like tank tops and jorts. It's not really giving me the November vibes, but today's great. I'm in a sweater. I'm wearing my DRK everyday sweater. This is actually the first time I've worn it. I finished this on my vacation back in September of this year, and this has been the first day that it's like comfortable to wear. It's 100% wool, so yeah, it smells like a sheep, which is kind of nice. So I have two finished objects this week, but one's a really sad story, and the other one I can't really show you, so, like, what's the point? The first one is my Vertices Unite by Stephen West. It's beautiful and perfect, and I love it, and it's gone. I finished it Wednesday before last, and I had a book club, like, girls' night out that Saturday, and it was so warm. It was like, I was in the 80s during the day, so I wore a tank top dress. I looked really cute. I went and had a glass of wine by myself at a vineyard as the sun set. It was lovely. Wrapped my little shawl around me. Looked super cute. And then when we went out that night after the sun went down, it got chilly pretty quick, so I swapped the shawl for my Alpenglow sweater. Still looked really cute. But I didn't realize that I left my Vertices Unite at the girl's house. So she lives 45 minutes away, which, whatever. I didn't even realize I had left it until my friend, who's also in book club, texted me the next day and said, "Oh, FYI, you left your shawl. We found it. I'll bring it to you. Don't worry about it." Well, she lives 45 minutes away in the complete opposite direction. So it is, like, not quickly and easily attainable. And she is home for, the next week and a half with her kid. So she's not, going to and from work where I could, meet up with her in town. So it's either do the hour and a half round trip, hope that she comes to town for groceries. We did meet up. She was like, "Oh, I'll bring it to you. Let's just, meet in town or whatever." And we met, and she gets in her car, and she goes, "I forgot it." So I don't have it to show you. I did finish it, and I love it, and I will definitely be making another one. It wears so well. It just, you just wrap it around your neck, and it doesn't take any adjustment or fluffing or fussing about it. I got chilly and wrapped it around my shoulders. It didn't fall. It's such a good shape, and it was a lot of fun to make, and I did use up a lot of my scraps, so I'll definitely be making another one at some point, hopefully in the near future. But I think my next one I will actually buy yarn specifically for it, or make it less of a scrappy project, maybe is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I just need to figure out my color scheme that I want. I think I want to go a little darker. I love Casey from Young Folk Knits. I love hers. And she made it years ago, but every time I see her in it, I'm like, man, I want that. I want that right there. It's a dark red, I think, that I really want. So, we'll see. So I took pictures the day before I, lost it to the void of friends that don't live close by. So I at least have something to remember it by until I get it back. I don't know. Anyway, so that's that. My second finished object, I literally, just before I started this, just cast it off. It is my test knit for Caitlin Hunter. It is a top-down circular yoke colorwork sweater. It's beautiful. I really thought... So it's due the 17th, so I have 6 days. So I did it in time, it's fine. But I thought I was going to have it done Rhinebeck weekend. This is a project I took with me. I was in the car for 16 hours that weekend. I don't know why I didn't finish it. But I struggled so bad with these sleeves, and it's nothing for the pattern. It's just, I'm dumb. Everything I did was just wrong. So I don't think I'm supposed to show the whole thing still, but I know I can show partials. So I'll show you the sleeve I just finished. There's a sneak peek of the yoke and the beautiful sleeve. I do love it. I love it. It's going to be beautiful. when I finally get to wear it. I haven't blocked it yet. I did weave in my ends, which some of it I was just like, do I even care? Just let it, especially for like the yoke part. I wove them in a little bit, but I don't care if I have ends on the inside. I'm really just mainly worried about like sleeve ends. So for this is Hudson and Westco weld, which this was another part of the whole drama of this. Hudson and Westco. This is Quince & Co. Finch, I believe. This is a Rowan blend. It has silk and wool and maybe something else. This is Drops Merino, baby merino. And this is a 100% alpaca. I'll have everything listed on my Ravelry page once it's live. My brain is not there yet. Oh, and for the main body, I use Drops Flora. So, fingering weight sweater. It really was not bad to knit, and the color work is like super duper fun. Very intuitive. I think I looked at the color work for the sleeves for like one section of color and was like, meh, I got it. Figured it out for both sides. I did go up a size of needle for my sleeve, and I think that was good. Especially on small circulars, my color work on sleeves really tends to pull in, so I'm glad I did that. But the drama of this, so my first sleeve, she gives you like an inch amount to knit from here, to where you should start the color work for the sleeve, and she said like 6 inches, and I did it and didn't try. Well, I did try it on. That's the sad part. So I tried it on, and it ended like here, like my elbow here. I was like, that does not seem right. But maybe the color work is going to be longer than I thought. I should have just taken like 10 minutes and really sat down and looked at the pattern and thought about my life and maybe steamed the sleeve a little bit to see where it laid, but I didn't. So I just went ahead and started knitting, and I got through like 3 colors before I was maybe like here. I was like, there's no way. There's just no way. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to be able to like make a huge ribbing at the bottom. So ripped it back. Fine. Knit some more. I still ended up with a little bit more, because you play catch up at the end, so however long you want your sleeve to be past the color work, that's kind of up to you. I didn't want it quite as much. I would have been happier if it ended like there, but at that point I was fine with it, because same sleeve, first sleeve, I got to the purple, knitting along, doing great, set it down, did a little bit of housework, and I don't know what I was thinking. I had the vacuum cleaner, and I came in here, and I was like, I'll just vacuum around my knitting. I won't get too close. And I didn't get that close, but, duh, it's a vacuum cleaner. It sucked that yarn up into the vacuum cleaner, ripped the sleeve. I mean, it was bad. Luckily, it didn't come off the needle, so the actual sleeve itself was fine. But the yarn was wrapped so many times. I mean, in the split second it took me to like hit the off button, it had ruined the skein. It sucked all the yarn up into it. It took forever to get it untangled out of the stupid machine, because I was trying to save as much of it as I could because I knew I didn't have a whole lot. It was such a mess. And it broke the yarn. I had like a tail maybe that long to try to figure out. Sorry, my computer's dinging. Anyways, how to reattach it or whatever. So I spit spliced it. It was not a huge deal. It is just wool. But I was like, gosh, what an idiot. I could not believe I did that. I told my husband, I was like, this is something that I feel like you would have done. Because, I feel like other people don't respect necessarily, not on purpose, but I don't feel like there's as much respect from other people for like knitting or crafting projects that we know are very delicate, take a lot of work. Like, I was like, I would have expected you to do this. I can't believe I did it to myself. He said, yeah, it's not me this time. And then on top of that, because I wasted yarn, because I had to cut it out of the stupid vacuum cleaner, I got to I was here. I was like right there. That much left to go. Ran out of yarn. And I was like, I don't know if I have another skein of this, because these were all like one-offs that I had bought, well, most of them, one-offs that I bought at my local yarn store, because they have a whole section where they put stuff 50% off pretty frequently, and I go nuts every time I go in there. So I have a lot of like weird one-off skeins in my stash. I was like, I don't know if I have another one. Luckily I did. I found it, finished it. I was like, if I have to rip out, I don't even know what I was going to rip out. I guess I would have just done bracelet length sleeves and just called it and been like, whatever. It is what it is. Because I bought this probably, definitely 2 years ago, maybe longer. It's been 2 years. So even if they still had that color, it for sure would not be the same dye lot. Plus I'm like running close to the end of, I really need to get this done, so it's not like I could order it and wait on that. So whole drama story, it's over. I'm done. Yay, glad. So glad. That sounds bad, because it's not the sweater's fault. It's a beautiful sweater, and I can't wait to wear it. I can't wait to show you guys. I really want to block it and just put it on. I think this is probably going to be my Thanksgiving sweater this year, because I'm very proud of it. See, some little sneaky peekies. So pretty. And there's been a ton of really, really good color combinations in the test page, so definitely keep an eye out for it. Like I said, we have to be done by the 17th of November, so I imagine she'll have it out probably around Thanksgiving time. Maybe the beginning of December. I don't know that I've seen what the schedule is for that, so I'll hold on to this and do a full breakdown closer to time. But that is what I have been mostly working on. And that's that. So that leaves me with only 2 whips, which feels weird. And also, one of them is a long-term whip, so I feel like I want to cast it on right now. I'll show you the other thing that's taken up most of my time. So this is the Traveller Hoodie by Andrea Mowry. It is in a really awkward spot to be showing. Does that look like anything? I don't really know. So this is a bottom-up sweater. It's such a dark yarn. I don't know if you can even see anything. Bottom up. It's got this horizontal ribbing texture, which really grows after it is blocked. So it looks very small and short. This is it for the body. And that's 2 inches of extra past what she suggested. I mean, she wears everything cropped. I wanted it to be a little bit longer, but I feel like that's child-sized. But it should grow to be about that long. Anyway, plus it's a drop shoulder, so it'll all just kind of... this is a size 3. Yes, size 3. Knitting it on size 5 needles, which I thought I was doing this on 4s, and I went to start a Cosmo Cardigan, and I swatched on 6s, realized I needed to go down to 5s. Couldn't find my 5s, and was like, it's because it's in this stupid thing. And this has taken a really long time because of this texture. Let's see if I can get a little bit closer. It looks great in the end. So I have split for sleeves. This is the front. I think I'm just about at the point where I need to do the yoke shaping. Yeah, I am. So yeah, I really, really, really just want to get this to the point where I can switch to my small circulars and free up these needles, because I really want to start that Cosmo Cardigan. I took a really great picture, posted on Instagram, said I was going to start it I don't know, a month and a half ago. I had a dilemma of just buy more needle tips. Why not? I said, no, don't do that. Buckle down and focus and finish what you've started. So I think this has been my mindless, I'm reading a book and I don't want to pay attention to what I'm doing. Both of these projects have been pretty mindless. But yeah, I'll have to do the shaping for the front, and then so that will take a little bit of brain space, but it hasn't been bad. So if it's something you've had your eye on, so far not bad at all. I've never made a hood before, so that's going to be interesting, because I am going to do the hoodie version. You have the option to just leave it off, but I am using Drops Lima in this really nice navy blue color. It's really nice until it's like nighttime, which, you know, time changes happen, so it gets to be dark at like 5 o'clock. I'm like, I can't, is this the right side or the wrong side? I feel like a little old lady. Yeah, I really want to wear this to yoga because I go early in the mornings and it's gotten to be cold, so I would like to have this finished sooner than later. It looks very silly right now, especially with this, you know, my green hold stitches. It's also going to be pretty big too. It's going to be pretty wide, which I'm not against, especially for a hoodie. I just want it to be cozy. That's the goal. So yeah, I really like this yarn. It has some acrylic in it, so I don't usually tend to go with this as my first choice, but I made my pink fizz out of this, and it also mohair, but it's very delightful. It's very soft. The ball tends to fall apart, which I find interesting, so I keep it in a backpack. That's what I'm using for my project bag, because otherwise I find that it just like, it weirdly expands as you use more of it, because it just like, it's like, nope, and it just turns into this big tangle. So far that's been my only complaint, and I also think it's going to bleed really bad when I block it, so that'll be interesting. But yeah, that's that. I think I said everything. Size 5s, size 3, size 5 needle, size 3 pattern. It's been a weird day. It's been a really, actually weird couple of days. My dog found a mouse in the pantry, and so now I'm like, we had mice in the house a couple of years ago, and it really freaked me out. And now we've got mice in the pantry. And I spent all day yesterday taking everything out of that pantry and scrubbing it all down with like chemicals. And I threw away so much stuff. But luckily the dog, it's my little dog, my grandma's dog, she is really earning her keep because that mouse must have just gotten in there. We saw it because she was digging at the door. We're like, what are you doing? Opened it up. Sure enough, there was a mouse. So it ran away. It's my only complaint. She found it. She couldn't kill it. Dang it. So I don't know where it is because I haven't found it on any of my traps. So I'm a little like tweaked out and keyed up, but she has not gone digging at anything yet. So I don't know where it is. So now I'm cleaning all rooms of my house and just getting rid of stuff because I can't with the mice. I just can't do it. Grosses me out. Anyways, that was a side tangent. On to my other work in progress. So, if you've been around for a while, you know I have tried to make the Big Cozy Cardi by Andrea Mowry. This is the third time. Fourth time? Third time. I don't like this pattern. It's so boring. It's so boring. I don't know. I have been reading a lot more lately, so I have been using this as it's very mindless. It's a 4-stitch repeat over 4 rows, and it's super simple. Although I actually had to draw a grid, because she only has it written out, which it shouldn't be difficult for my brain to look at the written stitches and figure out, oh, this, and this. I had to draw a grid and make like little dots and V's for, you know, knit versus purl, and then it clicked, and since then it's been fine. But this is gonna take so long. That's the sound of the cone hitting the desk. This is all I've got so far. And to be completely honest, I don't know what she uses for the right side and the wrong side, because I know that this stitch pattern she uses in the jib, probably jib. I don't know. It's another sweater of hers, which I also want to make, but this is not looking very neat. This is, I think, supposed to be the right side, and that is supposed to be the wrong side. And I think, you know, like I said, the sweater uses the inverse of whichever direction. So it is textured, and I'm assuming when I block it, it's going to even out the right side. I hope. But basically, this cardigan is a giant blanket, and then you stitch it up a certain way, and you add the sleeves, and then you have this giant mohair shawl collar. Or I guess hers, the one she uses, Surrey alpaca. Mine will be mohair. No, it won't. It'll be alpaca silk. So yeah, this has been like, you know, reading time at night. it's taking forever. There's so many stitches. There's so many stitches. It just keeps going and going and going. And I don't think I'm ever going to finish this project, ever. I don't enjoy it. I don't hate it, but I feel like I'm making no progress. So I'm just like, I've been knitting on this for an hour, reading this book, and I haven't gotten anywhere, but this is going to be, I'll be lucky if it's done by January. It's mid-November. I'll be lucky if it's done by February. Let's be honest. And I had this fleeting thought of like, just give up. It's not for you. Just don't make it. Just give up. But I saw a lady in line at Rhinebeck at one of the vendor stands, and she was wearing one, and it looked so good. It looked so good. She looked fantastic in it, and I was like, I have to have it. So this is not this is another product knit. Although I will say I would prefer to knit this. Would I prefer to knit this over the Traveller Hoodie? No, I take that back. I for sure take that back. I just really hope I don't finish it and like it looks really bad. You know what I mean? Because the lady that I saw it on definitely had a different body type, different style. And my intention for this is for it to just be like at home, throw it over a tank top with a pair of leggings and just relax in my woolly goodness. So it doesn't have to look like a, fashion icon kind of thing, but I just don't know. So we'll see. I don't even know what size I'm making on this. I think it's a 3, but I don't know for sure. It should be a 3. Let's just go ahead and say a 3. I make a 3 in almost all of her patterns. I think there's only been one that I've gone down a size in, but I have this giant cone. It's the first time I've worked with a cone. This was gifted to me by a podcast viewer last year, and I have finally found a very good use for it. It is Lion Brand virgin wool. Like, I don't know if they call it something else, but there's a lot packed into this cone. I can't really take it anywhere is the only thing that kind of sucks about it. I mean, I could, but I feel really weird. Show up at like a vineyard and like just get my coat out and slam that down and start working on my sweater. It's easier when it's just a little skein, you know what I mean? So yeah, this is it's not very thrilling. It's not very exciting. I don't know. I have not knit a blanket in so long because I don't have the patience for it. But like the funny part about that is I used to think that I used to knit and crochet blankets all the time. And then I told myself, oh, I could never knit a sweater because I just don't have the patience for that. And like, then I knit a sweater and was like, I'll never do that again. Never having another blanket on my needles. This is just a blanket. That's all it is. Basically, it's going to end up being the size of a baby blanket that I wrap around myself with cuffs. Interesting. So we'll see. This might be one of those things that like I show you today and then you don't see it again for like a month and a half because by then I'll say, look, it's a big square. I don't know. I just don't know, y'all. Just don't know. Okay, so that's that. That's all I'm working on because now that I've freed up the needles from my test knit, I can cast something on. I definitely want to cast the Cosmo Cardigan on. Can't until I finish the front and back panel of the stupid Traveller Hoodie. Ew. So I don't know what I'm going to cast on next. It's kind of like that exciting like planning time, you know what I mean? So I did buy a buttload of yarn. So after I got back from Rhinebeck and I didn't spend as much as I thought I would, Drops was also running their annual sale on their alpaca products, and I like Flora, I like Nord, I like Lima. There's a bunch of them that I like, so I spent the rest of my Rhinebeck budget on that. Why not? And I got a lot. I got a lot of yarn, and I usually order Drops from Wool Warehouse, but they were out of a lot of stuff. So, oh my gosh, what is the name of this place? I'm gonna have to look it up. I've never ordered from them before, but like I'm so sad, and my memory, I'm on my computer, which is right behind my phone. So if it looks weird, that's why. My memory is so bad that when I order stuff, I save a copy of the like invoice, the receipt or whatever, and then I make comments on it so that I can remember when I get the yarn what I bought it for. Because I just go, I don't know, whatever. So stupid. The place is Lind Hobby. Maybe it's Lina Hobby? Linde Hobby. I was a little bit annoyed because they don't offer like cheap shipping. I was not in a rush. You know, usually we'll warehouse, I just get like the standard and it shows up when it shows up. This place only shipped to the US to the DHL Express. It was like $19, but I did order a lot and that sucker came within like 3 or 4 days. I was shocked. So definitely would do it again. They seemed very nice. I had a tracking number. That was great. This is how the yarn came. I've never had vacuum sealed yarn in my life. I pulled it out and I've laughed over this since it came last month. It is hilarious to me. So let's do it. Let's open this together and breathe life into this yarn. It's probably not good to like store it like this. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter. I don't know. But I got some scissors. The real key is going to be like not slicing into the yarn. So weird. So weird. Be free! Woo! Oh yeah, it's all scrunchy. I probably should have opened this when I got it. My bad. Oh, it's so sad. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Okay, so this is just a giant bag of drops Lima. It's very sad. So, what did I buy these for? Let's see. I bought a lot of stuff. Tecumseh. Oh, the Tecumseh. Man. I have 3 more packages of this. I will not go through all of it, but some of it I bought just because it was like fun colors. This guy, I guess he had a hole somewhere in him because he looks fine. But yeah, like this bright green. This is just the Drops Alpaca. I bought that just because it's cute. Why not? That'll be a good stash addition. And I got this neon pink for the same reason. This is so stupid. It's so bad. I put these into my, I have like, y'all, I have such a problem. I have used up this whole thing behind me. A lot of it's hand spun now too. Like I have a whole cube that's just hand spun because I just keep spinning and I'm like, I don't know what I'll do with it. But anyways, that's full even after I've destashed twice this year. And I have a hope chest or like a cedar chest in the guest room that used to have linens in it. And I went through it and I was like, I don't need any of this. Donated it all. And now I have all my extra yarn in there. So this has been in the cedar chest, so kind of out of sight, out of mind. Just, you know, chop this open real quick. It's like unboxing a mattress. Whoa, get big, go. Be free. I was just kind of digging on that and that like neon green. Why not? Who knows what I'll use it for? Most of this, though, I did have a purpose. So I will be making the Tecumseh by Caitlin Hunter. And that will be with this black. And sorry for the crinkling. This is not exactly the color I was thinking it was going to be. It's supposed to be rust. This does not scream rust to me. I don't know. We'll have to see about that. But that's what those are for. And then alpaca fun. It's literally what I wrote down. Alpaca. Just for fun. So stupid. I got this off-white Flora. And this will be the Stria Cardigan by Andrea Mowry. I have made the sweater version of that is the birch pullover. It's the exact same thing. It's just not a cardigan. And it's not striped. And it is knit on size 2 needles. So that took a long time. But I love that sweater. And I will love this when it's done. And I think what I'm going to do is use... I have a lot of, like... Most everything I knit is fingering weight. So I have a lot of fingering weight scraps. I think I'm going to use scraps for the stripes. Because you really don't need that much. So that's that plan. And then I got this gray. Golly, Ned, look at this. This is so crinkly and sad. I got this gray for my newest obsession. The Brienne cardigan. I don't know how this has not been on my radar until literally, I don't know, last month, end of last month. I love it. I think it is so cool. I think it's by Brienne Moody. It's in Bobby and May's Amy. Can't think of her last name. Amy of Bobby and May. It's her curated book, the pink one. Neons and Neutrals. It's in Neons and Neutrals. And I thought I could just buy the pattern standalone, but they haven't released it standalone yet, so you have to buy the book. It's like a whole thing. So I asked for that for my birthday, which is at the end of the month. Anyway, I am obsessed with this cardigan. I feel like I need it right now. And I don't know how I missed seeing it, except for the fact I don't like the pattern picture. So the pattern picture that's on Ravelry, I have looked at, I must have seen it 1,000 times, and it has just never gotten into my brain as anything I'd like. And then I saw it somewhere on Instagram. I don't remember where or who was wearing it or any of that, but it's so cool. It's so different, and I need it. So I got that gray, and I'm going to use this pink, this neon pink, as my contrast color. It's going to be awesome. I just love it. But even I hearted it, or whatever, favorited it, and I was trying to find it, and I was going back through my favorites list, and I was just I know I favorited it. Why can't I find it? I think I dislike the pattern picture so much that I just, even in my favorites list, I was like, I don't see it. It's not here. I just don't feel like the picture does it justice. It's so cool. Yeah, I'm very excited about that, and I wish I could cast that on now, but I have to wait 3 weeks until my birthday. I even went to the yarn store last weekend before book club. Because it's all, it's in Charlottesville, which is 45 minutes away from me. So I went early so I could go to the yarn store just so I could buy this book. So I was like, I'm not going to wait. It was $55 at that yarn store. You can get it online for $40, $45. And I was like, I'm not paying an extra $10 to have it today. So I asked my husband for it for my birthday, and then gave him very specific instructions. Do not spend more than this amount of money, and you can get it from this store online. Poor thing. Yeah, and then I have one more little sad package. Yeah, that's, is that all I'm planning to make with this? Maybe. Straya? Yeah, maybe. Ta-da. So that's what? It's a cardigan. It's 2 cardigans and a sweater's worth, and then just some fun. So it's quite a bit of yarn for I spent $130 on all this. That's why I like drops. I know some people have a problem with it, but I don't. I like them. My stuff holds up pretty well. Yeah, and let's put it this way. But yeah, that's it. So I guess that's all I have to share. Sorry for all the crinkles and the random tangents today. It's been a little bit of a weird week. I feel like I say that every week. Maybe I do. I'm gonna go block the sweater and decide what my next move is. So I'm excited to cast something on. Something fresh and exciting. So yeah, I'm gonna go through my queue on Ravelry and see what I'm just dying to have. Oh, the other thing. I'll show it, and maybe I'll put it on Instagram. I don't know. I am also ripping out a finished sweater. I am putting the Art Nouveau. I'm getting rid of it. I don't like it. I've already had it on this podcast. I don't like it. It doesn't fit well. It's not for me. And I've decided I want to use that teal yarn, whatever, greenish teal, whatever. I want to use that yarn, and the contrast color I have enough of to make my Alpine Bloom short sleeve sweater, which is something that I've been wanting to do. So maybe that's what I'll cast on. I just cast off one Caitlin Hunter. I'll just cast on another one. Why not? That might be a good idea. It's going to be a lot of ripping, though. And I think I'm going to, because it is a blocked sweater that I'm ripping out, I think I'm going to try to, as I pull it out, I'm going to try to spin it onto my Swift. so that I have a hank. And then I'm going to wash it. I don't usually do that. This will be the first time I've done it, but because it's blocked, I don't want to mess up my chances of having a nice sweater with the alpine bloom just because I didn't take the extra step to rip out and wash the yarn the way I should. So I think it's going to be my afternoon project. All right. Oh, and last, I started a blog. Does anybody read anymore? I don't know. I do. Mainly, I wanted it to be... I used to write all the time. I used to love to write. I wrote anything, poems, which now I'm like, oh, I can't believe I wrote poems. I'm not a poem person, but I would write poems, short stories, fictional stuff. I had like long form things that I just never finished. I used to write all the time and I loved it, and I have not done it in years. Between that and I also used to take pictures all the time. So I took this as a challenge upon myself to use this as something to kind of kick me in the butt and get me back into something that I know brought me joy. And I figure for a year I'll try it, and if it doesn't work out, what am I out of? Some time, a little bit of money for a domain. It's fine. I think it's good for me to push myself. So if you're interested in that, I'm trying. My goal is once a week. Right now there's one whole article on my website. But if it's something you're interested in, it's out there. So it's bluemountainmakes.com. Very straightforward. And it's kind of just going to be like stream of consciousness stuff. Like there's my current post is about first time like sweater pattern, whatever, first time knitters, and which sweater patterns are easier to go through, and kind of, these are the basics that you need to know, and then some suggestions I have on patterns. And I will be writing something about ripping out the sweater and washing the yarn and how that goes. So yeah, just stuff like that. So if you're interested, head over there. But if not, that's all for now. This went a lot longer than I thought it would. So I will see you guys very soon. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and do something nice for yourself. I'll see you. Bye.